Hello, credit union friends, and welcome to this episode of the BD Now channel. I am so excited to have Jeanne Daly with Balance with us today. Hi, Jeanne.
Hi, Julie. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm excited. As many of you know, Balance has been a supporter of the BD Now community, some of our events, and they're a big supporter of the BD Now channel. And so we're excited today. They're experts and align in our belief of igniting financial well-being impact for our communities and our SEG groups. Today, we're going to talk about the fact that the CDC has declared that financial wellness is a social determinant of health. And so, Jeanne, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. I mean, it's sort of intuitive, right? When you think about it, if you take a minute to think about it, that when you're under financial stress, you're going to have a certain amount of anxiety, maybe depression, maybe you'll make some lifestyle choices that come out of that, either out of necessity because you're under so much financial strain, or just because you're feeling that stress, that might even exacerbate the feelings that you're having. But to have the CDC actually declare it a social determinant of health, I think has brought to the forefront of a lot of people's minds that this isn't just, oh, I'm feeling bad because I owe money. This is a very real thing for a lot of people, that they lose sleep, they're unable to eat. In extreme cases, they're without a home, they're without sustainable food, they're without the ability to go to a doctor when they're having medical issues, they're unable to go to the dentist. And even employed people who might have health care, who might have dental insurance, who might have health insurance, even then, the financial elements of just the copay, the deductible, might be too much for them to be able to seek help. So the financial stress causes physical and mental challenges. The physical and mental challenges cause further financial stress. So a lot of people are kind of caught in a cycle there. And it's very, very difficult to get out of it.
Yeah, yeah. And I think well, what I know is that one group who cares deeply about this is the HR community, right? So many of us in the BD Now community work with SEGs or company partners, everything from schools to with healthcare companies, companies in our community. And so there's a bigger spotlight now more than ever on how that financial stress impacts the performance of the employees and just basically the overall well-being of the employees. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, first at the very top level, the HR team, they care about the employees, right? So, first of all, there's that. Nobody wants their employees, their team, to be feeling stressed, to be feeling terrible, to be losing sleep. But then when you take it to the next level of how that impacts the company, then you get into some serious stuff. People who are undergoing financial stress, they're going to have higher levels of absenteeism, especially if they're feeling ill as a result of that stress. If they're at work, that's great, but they might be distracted. So there's some presenteeism, or they might be just kind of generally feeling negative, which can impact the morale across the board, depending on the role that the person's in. And then there's really some dollars and cents things that go along with that. There's, not being able to contribute to the retirement plan, which in some cases could jeopardize the retirement plan, or borrowing against the retirement plan, which, can be a little bit of an HR headache, as our, wage garnishments are an HR headache. So, it can be, lost resources but also lost dollars. And then also, of course, if they're taking advantage of their health insurance, which everyone, wants their employees to do, use your health insurance, do all those wellness check-ins. But if those numbers start getting really high, that can increase the cost of the insurance premiums for the organization. So not having any sort of support for these employees can really leave them in a little bit of a lurch that can affect the organization. And then you bring into that in the past 6 months, we've all started repaying our student loans again. And so people who are feeling some financial stress, many of them are feeling a whole lot of financial stress now.
Yeah, those are all good points. And it's just making me think about how we're communicating, how we're kind of connecting the dots for our HR leaders and the value that we're bringing. And so, are we putting some of these statistics, keeping up on them, making sure we're up to date on what's changing? Are we including those in our marketing materials? Are we including those in our emails and all of our communication? And really speaking to that B2B rather than just offering the credit union as a benefit to the employees. Here's what we can do for the employees. Historically, we've done that really well. I feel like where there's room to grow for us is really creating that B2B messaging. Here's what it means to your company when your employees are financially stressed. Do we have marketing materials on that? Do we have a short presentation on that? Are we asking to meet with HR teams to talk about with them with that and maybe some solutions? And so just thinking through all of the different ways that you can use this information to relate to those leaders. What other thoughts do you have on HR and any other ways that we can, based on what I just shared? And who's the kitty? I see a kitty in the background.
I'm sorry, it's a dog.
Oh, it's
That's
a dog. Oh,
She's
it's
an
a dog. Who is
unofficial
that?
balance team member.
Oh, what's his name?
Nina.
Oh, the girl, Nina.
Yeah. So,
Balance. I
sorry
love
about
that
the
Balance
joining
has a dog. That's
exactly.
fantastic.
The beauty of working from home.
Yes.
Well, I think what you're saying is a really good point about how do we really, as a business development person, really connect with and partner with the HR team on these kinds of issues and really getting to the bottom of how are your employees' struggles around their finances impacting you personally and the organization, and in what way can you really incorporate financial wellness as part of your entire employee well-being package. You know, a lot of organizations, they'll have a gym membership or a discount here or special things through an employee assistance program, and that's all wonderful. But what about this piece? You already have the credit union, and so many credit unions do financial wellness activities, whether they'll be willing to come in and do a lunch and learn or a webinar or have coaching or just strong resources on their website. Really partnering with that HR team to make sure that they're aware of those things and can help really push that out to the employees, whether it's one-on-one when an employee comes in and says, I don't know what to do about this, but also maybe if there's an intranet or a Slack or a SharePoint or whatever it is for the sort of internal communications, really making sure that those credit union benefits, not just the low-cost products, but the low-cost products don't hurt, are pushed out to all of the employees, the ones you know are struggling and the ones you don't know are struggling.
All great points. Those are all great points. I think, it's something that's bubbling up in my head is that I know Balance has amazing workshops, but I wonder, I don't know, do you have a presentation that would be focused on HR leaders? Would that be something you could maybe add, keeping up with the statistics and that the business development team could use? And maybe they
Yeah.
brand it to themselves and can modify it, but I don't know. Do you have one of those?
We don't, but that's a great idea. That's a really great idea to have something. I mean, obviously, when we're working directly with HR folks, we have all of this on hand, but
Yeah.
something that a credit union partner could use to really promote
Yeah.
that idea.
Look at us ideate today.
No,
Well done.
so good. Put your heads together.
Yes, awesome. Well, Jeanine, thank you so much for your time today and sharing that. I think we continue to need to think about how we're incorporating those things in our conversations, because I know when I was doing business development, my go-to was always talking more about how we can help the member. That's important. But what's also important, and to really get the leadership's attention, and they're the ones that can open the door for us. We have to share how the credit union partnership helps the business. And so you've brought some great points today. As you know, we end with a social spotlight. So can you share, Jeanine, who do you follow that you learn from and that inspires you?
Jean Chatsky. She is smart. She's direct. She knows her stuff. Jean Chatsky is the woman. So if you want to learn more about financial wellness, you want to stay on top of what's happening out there and some ideas for delivering it in a really effective way, Jean Chatsky is your woman.
Yes, follow her. Yeah, she is full of information. I like that she does videos. She's very genuine. She's a great choice. Great choice. Well,
Excellent.
Janine, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I really appreciate the time.
We'll see you next time, everyone.